Hey guys, welcome to Zelda Dungeon. This is Zelda News Update. I am your host, Bastion, and first of all, a quick apology about the fact that this channel's been kind of silent for about a month, or a little over a month at this point. My apologies, the holidays and getting back into the groove of things kind of prevented me from making any videos, but not to worry, everything will be back to normal. There'll definitely be a new video either later on this week or next week at the latest. So anyways, let's get on to the breaking news, which is that the unthinkable has occurred. Zelda is being made into a live-action series by Netflix? Who could have possibly foreseen this? Certainly not I. Anytime any talk of any kind of thing about Zelda being made into an anime or a cartoon series or a movie never seems likely. However, it seems like it is happening. The source of this comes from, well, it's the Wall Street Journal that's reporting this. Pretty prestigious, legit publication, and their source is somebody close to the project, although they're not naming their source, so that's a little murky. So maybe let's take it with a grain of salt, but these are the details according to that source who's close to the project. It says that the project is in early stages of developing a live-action series based on Zelda, about an ordinary boy named Link who must rescue a princess named Zelda and save a fantasy world called Hyrule. So nothing too specific there. The other information that we know is that currently it's in very early development, that Netflix doesn't even have a writer at this point. They are currently seeking writers for the show, and so I guess at this point they've probably only established a production team, and that's it. It's also said that they are describing it as Game of Thrones for a family audience. So no gratuitous violence or nudity or any of that stuff in Game of Thrones, but it would be awesome if when they're describing it as Game of Thrones, they mean that it will have a kind of serious tone. That would be great. It's also said that Netflix is working closely with Nintendo, so that is a great thing. One can imagine that the creators of the cartoon series from the 90s were not working closely with Nintendo, which is why it turned out the way it did. If Netflix team is working closely with Nintendo, we might get something that's much higher quality, or at least much closer to what we perceive as Zelda. And then the other information is that this journalist at the Wall Street Journal attempted to contact an official spokesperson at Netflix, and she declined to comment. So that's interesting. And then they also tried to contact somebody at Nintendo, and as of this time, Nintendo has not responded to them either. Not to say that Nintendo won't respond, not to say that Nintendo won't come forward and say, yes, this is something that is happening, but as of now, at that moment, Nintendo hasn't replied just yet. So, again, a great result, but it's coming from the Wall Street Journal, so it's definitely much more than a rumor, that's for sure. So that's all we know right now. As new details come out about this, or even if Nintendo comes forward and says, hey, wait a minute, this isn't real, we will be reporting on that. So be sure to stay tuned for that. If you want to listen to me babble about my own speculation and opinions about this, you can go ahead and visit a video about that on my channel over here. See you guys later on in the week for some Zelda discussion. Bye, guys.